Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow
the leader when the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Avoidance doesn't work. And I'll tell you how I know that. This is actually coming up in a book, in a series that I am writing, and it is the Relationship Breakthrough Principles. And the first one is stop running, start clarifying, and get the love you want. The second chapter is avoidance doesn't work. Did you know that the more that you avoid something, the more that it will come up for you in another form, in another way, with another person? Have you noticed that there are patterns in your life? Have you noticed that you keep experiencing some of the same things over and over again? Stop running and face the pattern. And the way that you do that is to simply ask, what is this showing me? I want to overcome it. You can do it because I know how to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR back in the building. You already know what it is. Goodness, we about to get it in. This is about to be something special tonight. Got a great topic set up for you tonight. It's called Black Men and the Soft Life. Oh, goodness. Who came up with the soft life? I'm really tired of folk just coming up with new terms and new terminologies and, the soft life. I'm tired of it. I don't want to hear about it anymore. Right? I really don't. The soft life. What is that about? Who is that about? Let me just say this. Relationships are designed to reveal you to you. Let's just go back to the elementary understanding of it, okay? you get into a relationship, you get exposed. How do you get exposed? It's real simple. Whatever you modeled in your early childhood, if it is maladaptive, will show up in the relationship, period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? It's going to show up. If you had a parent that neglected your needs, if you had a parent that was abusive, if you had a parent that didn't share their emotions, if you had a parent that provided everything you needed, but didn't show up for you in terms of revealing themselves to you, all of that's going to show up. Okay? You go do a little research on the work of John Bowlby from Great Britain, psychotherapist. Go do the research of American Mary Ainsworth. This whole attachment theory, they explain it all, right? Okay, so people get it twisted. I told you guys before, there is a misconception about the purpose of relating. Sure, we could say relating is about closeness. We could say the human mind is wired in such a way that we seek to be next to somebody. We seek to connect with someone. Absolutely, I agree with all of that, right? But the reality of it is, what is that connection for? Nobody really asked that question. Why are we connecting? You're connecting so you can expose or bring to light, right, whatever is beneath the surface in your spirit. That's the purpose. You're connecting to expose whatever needs to be worked through in you. So what do I say? We go into the relationship inverted, because this is how society taught us to relate. We relate in an inverse way. What do you mean, Zoe? We go into the relationship thinking the person has to show up in the way that we need them to show up so we can be comfortable. No. You have to go into the relationship as your true self, wounds and all, and you have to have a keen, non-objective eye, always on yourself, to see how you will respond, to see how you show up, right? You've heard me say it before. It's not the issue that is your issue. It's how you respond to the issue that is your issue. Now, over the past 2 years, we've covered everything on relationships, attachment styles, domestic violence. We've covered everything. We've talked about cheating. We've talked about lying. We've talked communication styles. We talked about it all. So now, this new generation, no disrespect to the new generation, because I understand. This is your time to put your imprint on the world. But let me hip you to something. You don't get to change what God has already laid down. I know people say, Zoe, I'm an atheist, or Zoe, I'm agnostic, and I don't believe in God. Okay, fine. I'm not asking you to believe in any religious text. I'm not asking you to believe in any religious concept. Just explain fine-tuning to me. Just explain it. The universe is so perfectly fine-tuned that even Einstein was like, a greater intelligence put this together. How do we live in an area of the galaxy called the Goldilocks zone? Does every galaxy have a Goldilocks? Okay, fine-tuned universe, down to the subatomic particle. Okay, you can wrestle with that on your own time. So what has emerged in this new culture, in this new paradigm? Sisters have created something called the soft life. And the soft life is about, living a soft life. And a lot of times there's misnomers and misconceptions about it. Soft life is about self-care. It's about self-healing. It's about, taking time to yourself, healing yourself, dealing with yourself, the whole 9 yards. Everything you can conceptualize, self-soothing, whatever, the soft life. But the first clip we played was about avoidance. Now, there are 5 communication styles, and none of them are monolithic. 5 communication styles. One of those communication styles is avoidant communication style. And they'll tell you the avoidant communication style creates conflict. If you go into John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth, their work in attachment theory, they talk about the avoidant attachment style or the fearful avoidant attachment style. Maladaptive attachment styles creates conflict. Many clinicians today see the similarities in these avoidant styles with narcissism. They're not saying that the dismissive avoidant or the fearful avoidant is an outright narcissist, but what they're saying is some of the characteristics overlap, a great deal of them. So some people may confuse a dismissive avoidant or fearful avoidant with a narcissist. They have coping mechanisms that resembles narcissists. Not saying that they are. Now, the reason why I'm bringing that up is to say anything that is avoidant creates conflict. Period. How does that relate to the soft life, Zoe? You can't avoid self-realization on this plane. You can't. And self-realization isn't for the faint of heart. Being able to conquer what you modeled as normal, being able to overcome it, being able to break up with it. You guys hear me say this all the time. The hardest thing you'll ever have to do is break up with the patterns your parents set for you. So this young generation is on some I'm not going to deal with it. I said what I said. I'm not going to, you know what? I'm going to move into the soft life. I'm going to cut people off that I deem to be negative to me. First off, just like our discernment conversation last night, you can't adroitly discern through a wound. That wound has to be moved out of your spirit's eyesight so you can actually see clear to distinguish what's good for you and what isn't. You cannot discern through the filter of a wound. Well, guess what? Guess what? You can't cut people. You can cut anybody off you want to. But in a lot of ways, you cutting people off is an extension of avoidance. You have to delve into how did they get here, right? How did they get here? How did I attract them? What was the lesson in it for me? What question did their presence present? Do you see? So we don't want the soft life to turn into another type of avoidance. And what I'm now starting to see is that there is a movement. Now, I don't know if this is real. I don't know if it's satire. But there are men now trying to mimic what the women are doing. They're saying we need the soft life. So now men are posting pictures of them at home cooking. Men are at home taking pictures of themselves in the bathtub, soaking. And I'm not saying you can't take a bath. I'm not saying you can't live the good life. I'm not saying any of these things. What I'm saying is, you cannot avoid the work that relationships present. Relationships are going to challenge you. You can't, listen, look at the contradictions. Okay, say the women, I want to live the soft life, but I still want to be able to challenge you because Farrakhan said, and I've heard others say, that a good woman will challenge you. A good woman will push you. Wait a minute now. You want to push and challenge and critique and pull my coattails, but you still want to live a soft life? Like, you got to pick a side. Do you understand what I'm saying? They say, well, where's the middle ground? Because what I do know, right, about men, if a woman comes to him, right, in sincerity, in love, in kindness, with sweetness, and present something to him, 90% of the time we'll listen. And even when we don't listen, the women who really care about you and are invested in your soul's highest good, they will keep trying. I'm living in an impatient reality, an impatient society where I told you and you didn't listen. Sometimes women need a little boy to raise to recognize that you're going to have to tell us men and boys things over and over again. I shouldn't have to. Let's get down to the reality of it. You want to live a soft life? Fine. Just don't avoid the work that is required of you to grow up spiritually. And men, stop copying what women do. Brothers, can we stop? Do you guys know what is the non-dual cop-out? Do y'all know what that is? Tonight's topic, black men and the soft life. Choose your hard, embracing hard truths for a truly soft life. See, your life gonna be hard until you overcome yourself. Until you overcome what mama didn't do or what daddy didn't do. Wherever they drop the ball, there is an opportunity for you to pick up that ball, but it ain't going to be easy. Everybody want this soft stuff. No. We want the work. You want to get better? Let's get the work. What is the soft life trend? And how is it contributing to present schisms between genders in the dating market? Is the soft life merely an aversion to self-work and the harsh realities of what is needed in order to grow in all areas of your life? How does the inability to resolve relational conflict and spiritual wounds create an attraction to this trend? Oh, God. When we come forward, the voice of reason, I'm going to open up the phone lines. Men, do you want a soft life? We're going to talk about it when we come forward.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
City of Los Angeles landlords, verify your tenant's emergency renters assistance program status today. Tenants approved for rental assistance are protected from eviction for non-payment of rent through May 31st, 2024. Approved rental assistance applications protect tenants from eviction for non-payment of rent. Refusing to accept rental assistance based on their source of income is illegal under law and can be used as a defense in an eviction case. Check your tenant's application status now at housing.lacity.org. That's housing.lacity.org.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk, too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yet our best trained, best educated, best equipped, best prepared troops refuse to fight. Matter of fact, it's safe to say that they would rather switch than fight.
Cause I know you got soul. Hey, listen if you're missing, y'all. Swinging while I'm singing. Hey, giving what you're getting. Knowing what I'm knowing. While the black band's sweating. In the rhythm I'm rolling. Gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey, our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power.
There's this huge misconception that in order to have a soft life, you have to have this massive amounts of wealth, which couldn't be further from the truth. And I honestly feel like that is just a way for people to gatekeep certain things, because a soft life is a mental and spiritual practice, and you don't necessarily need wealth in order to do that, but you do need to be out of fight or flight. A soft life requires three things: freedom, flexibility, and flow. And I honestly just made that up, but I'm going to explain. Work with me here. Starting with freedom. Freedom means that you are free from your own self-destruction and self-sabotaging and everyone else's. You are not mentally or physically imprisoned, and you are able to make decisions within your own best interests. This also means freedom within your relationships with friends, family, your significant others, and etc. Freedom is also physical, so living in safe neighborhoods, for example. Next is flexibility. Flexibility means to do as you please or almost as you please. So waking up at a time that seems reasonable for you, creating your own work schedule, having flexible finances to be able to purchase the things that you want, And it doesn't necessarily mean big purchases. It could be purchases like buying yourself flowers or getting that ice cream that you're craving. Having a supportive work-life balance is flexibility. Working from home is flexibility. Passive income is flexibility. When I was working a 9-to-5 as an esthetician, I was creating my own schedule. So even back then I had a soft life. Also, choosing a career that you genuinely love and enjoy is flexibility. And lastly is flow. Flow is all about self-care, and it's about living a life with no to very low resistance. So self-care could be anything from therapy to journaling to doctor's visits, low-impact workouts, healthy relationships, a clean space at home, a healthy bed, and giving yourself the freedom to feel. Anything that can assist in keeping your energy top tier. And if you consistently work on these 3 things, it will keep everything in your life running smoothly. And that is what it means to have a soft life.
I don't mean to laugh. I don't mean to laugh. But that is an imbalanced thought process. It is not balanced. So I wrote a book in 2019, or a book came out in 2019 called A Holographic Relationship. I take 8 scientific principles and turn them into relationship principles. One of the principles was based off of Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Okay? I don't want to laugh at somebody because that I understand that that's a desired this is something you wish to have, right? But life is uncertain. Life, as soon as you get everything together the way you want it, right? The way you want it, life throws a curveball. Y'all remember that old saying? You want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. See, again, like this idea is imbalanced because it does not make space for the ambiguity of life. Life is ambiguous. Life is ambivalent. Life is more gray than it is black and white. This is why your clinician, if they're worth their salt, your therapist will tell you black and white thinking is a mental illness. And if we live in a society that's primarily narcissistic and selfish, we're always going to look outward. This is why avoidance is such a big piece. They're the problem. If I remove them, then I can have a soft life. So you think the dark night of the soul is soft. See, I'm from an era. Bruce Lee died when he was, 32? In 1973? Bruce Lee died when he was 32 years old. I'm from an era where you hear people say things like this. This is what Bruce Lee said. He said, do not pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. See, if we study Buddhism, Buddha lived in the lap of luxury. And his father, the king, tried to keep him away from everything. Until one day he ventured out into the world and was introduced to poverty, introduced to death, introduced to sickness. And that's when he gave all of that up. He even gave up his wife and his newborn kid to pursue enlightenment because he felt something more to life. There's something more to life. People don't understand, man. It ain't going to be easy. When I come forward, I'm going to go even deeper. Trust me.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Tyreek Waynes. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Brittany Griner is speaking out about being wrongfully detained in Russia. The 33-year-old Black WNBA star gave an interview to ABC that will air tonight and recalled the moment she heard she was finally being released after spending nearly 10 months in a Russia prison. A Black-owned pilot school is coming to Gwinnett County, Georgia. Look Up Flight Academy is coming to Briscoe Field in Lawrenceville, Georgia, after County Commissioner recently approved a 25-year lease. The school will renovate its hangar at the airport. Former First Lady Michelle Obama, who's black, is congratulating thousands of D.C. area high school students for making it through the pandemic and heading off to college. Obama was a surprise guest at the college signing day ceremony yesterday at Capital One Arena. The former First Lady started the event 10 years ago to shine a spotlight on academic achievement and higher education. Obama told the students that they need to be leaders to help build a more just and equal nation. That's the latest. I'm Tyreek Wynn on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Clark Pest Control is California's leader in pest control technology. If you need help getting rid of pests, mosquitoes, termites, and much more, call Clark Pest Control for a free estimate today. Dial 1-800-WE-NEED-YOU or visit clarkpest.com. That's clarkpest.com.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your black. Follow the leader. Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelinos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
It's the farewell tour. Maze featuring Frankie Beverly and KBLA wants to send you and the special mom in your life. Sunday, May 12th at the Kia Forum.
Make sure I'm right, girl, before I let go.
Also featuring soul icon Anthony Hamilton.
You're the best of me. Amazing. Amazing. Amazing.
And After 7.
I'll give you everything. Like sunshine.
It's a Mother's Day celebration you won't forget. Listen in for your chance to win tickets. And don't forget to wear white. It's the farewell tour with Maze featuring Frankie Beverly.
Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California and around the country to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. As part of JP Morgan Chase commitment, they are taking action to help improve financial wealth and access to banking in the Black community, helping more people open low-cost checking and savings accounts, hosting community seminars with supporting Black-led institutions by building awareness about financial investments, hiring community managers, and opening community center branches like Crenshaw, Inglewood, and downtown LA. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Get the tools to help reach your financial goals. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity.
Around here, we don't believe in victimhood. We believe in raising our voices, amplifying Black voices in the climate conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
The thing no one tells you about periods is that your flow changes every day, and so should your tampon size. Tampax has 5 absorbencies to match your changing flow. If it hurts to remove, go down a size. If it leaks, go up a size. Only Tampax has a leak guard braid to help give you up to 100% leak and odor-free protection. All-day comfort and protection for under $5 a month. Based on average U.S. consumer usage at manufacturer suggested price. However, pricing is at the sole discretion of the retailer. Excludes 8-count.
Watch out! You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Now here's what I want you all to do for me. Bang! Caught you looking for the same thing. It's a new thing. Check out this I bring. The roll below the level, cause I'm living low next to the base. Come on! Turn up the radio. They're claiming I'm a criminal. But now I wonder how. Some people never know. The enemy could be the Frank Guardian. I'm not a hooligan. I rock the party and clear all the madness. I'm not a racist. Preach to teach the all. Cause some they never had this. Number one, never wanna run about the gun. I wasn't licensed to have one. The minute they see me, fear me. I'm the epitome, a public enemy. Used, abused without clues. I refuse to blow a fuse. They even had it on the news. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Yes, was the start of my last jam. So here it is again, another Def Jam. But since I gave you all a little something that I knew you lacked,
I really want to talk about this concept of the soft life. A lot of people out there are using this term left and right, and just like any other terminology in the world, there's this season and time for every term. For example, everybody's been using the word toxic, these last 2 to 3 years. And I feel like that term was something that I learned when I was in my healing journey like 5 years ago. So to me, it was kind of like, okay, everybody's realizing what toxicity and codependency is all of a sudden. Anyway, well, with the term soft life, what it means is basically living in this stage of your life as a woman where you are pursuing so hardly your healing journey, your faith, your self-love, your personal development, your health, your fitness, your goals, your career. But at the same time, you are balancing out working hard and pursuing those things. But I just wanted to clarify, soft life does not mean a gold digger, somebody who is just gonna sit back and let a man come and take care of them and do all of the work for them. So I think that a lot of people are starting to get that, especially the young girls are starting to get that mixed up and think that the soft life means I'm just not gonna work and manifest everything. No, babe, you still gotta work hard, you gotta heal, and you gotta put in the time.
I love it. Listen, everything that was described, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be able to decompress. There's nothing wrong with going after your dreams and goals. What I find to be wrong is when you label other people as an impediment to that. See, nobody can be your real problem. Don't you know what's wrong with you is a magnet that draws in a mirror image? Do you understand what I'm saying? Your wounds have to be agitated in order for you to acknowledge that they exist. So guess what happens? What's wrong with you calls in relationships that call you to not blame them, but to claim them. Claim them how? Claim your wounds. Do you know how many people want to live a soft life without doing the work of self-actualization? Do you know? Men and women. So I'm appalled. I'm disgusted that men are now trying to copy women. Don't turn the soft life into another coping mechanism. You see? Listen to me. You dismissive avoidant, you learn to cope, self-soothe. I'm not getting certain things from my parent, my caregiver, so I got to give it to myself. I got to withdraw. So now I've conditioned myself to do a certain thing. And I carry that all the way into my adult relationships. Or I'm fearful avoidant. I swing back and forth from dismissive to anxious to clingy, not clingy. Do you see? These are coping mechanisms. Don't turn the soft life or the good principles of the soft life or wanting a soft life into another coping mechanism. It's like leaving the church and going to corporate America, but you still engage in corporate America in the same way you engaged in the church. You just left one tabernacle for another. Do you see? Listen to the great Paramahansa Yogananda. Self-realization is the knowing in all parts of body, mind, and soul that you are now in possession of the kingdom of God, that you do not have to pray that it come to you, that God's omnipresence is your omnipresence, and that all you need to do to improve is your knowing. The knowing of this. Do you understand? Self-realization is the work. Relationships are a tool that leads to self-realization. Self-realization is, in fact, the only religion. 4, it is the true purpose of religion, no matter how people define their beliefs. Do you understand? See, if we want to take, listen to what I'm saying. If we want to take the soft life to the true level, the soft life is about communion with God. Let me ask you a question. Can you be as comfortable in discomfort as you are in comfort? They say, well, no, Zoe, by definition of the word, uncomfort. I can't be comfortable in uncomfort. But you can be content. You can be thankful. You can be grateful. Do you understand? This is how life works. So many of us are using the soft life to avoid difficulty. Difficulty is part of life. Let me get my callers in here because I know they have some things to say. Who's on the longest? Sean, Oakland, California. Get in here.
Hey, Brother Zoe. So,
what's up,
wow,
man?
This is a great conversation. So anytime anybody, as a parent, as I know you are a parent, that people don't, your kids especially, don't take on the challenges even when they're really hard and really bad. They don't take them on. I mean, we try to guide them the best we can, right? Because we shouldn't be forcing anything, but we try to guide them to don't let these things fester. Don't let these things hang around you. Take the bull by the horns and do it. And I agree with that kind of logic because, there's no real soft, life. Because I'll tell you what, in this world, the best thing that's going to get you through at the end of the day, Zoe, and you've done this, it's resilience. Resilience means you have to deal with all this crap that life throws at you. And it's going to keep throwing it at you. And it's going to keep throwing it at you. But you want to guide your children to be able to understand that, look, we're resilient for this one problem, but there's going to be more. And you're going to be able to deal with all of it because you're going to keep staying vigilant in this world.
Man, I appreciate that, Sean. Guess what you just did, my brother?
Love you, brother. It's Oakland in the house.
Oakland in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Hey, when I come forward, we got callers from all over the country. Houston, Texas, Indianapolis. It's about to go down in the town. You want to talk about it? Let's get it.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well-trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone, and should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month. If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
Family Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data, and you get to choose who joins your family plan starting as low as $25 a line. Does it have to be family? It can be family or people you like.
Get more lines and more savings. Switch to Straight Talk for family plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Too strong. Too black. Too strong.
Yo, Chuck, these honey drippers are still front on us. Show them that we can do this, cause we always do this. Yeah, boy.
Bass, how low can you go? Death row? What a brother know. Once again, back is the incredible rhyme animal, the uncannibal thief. Public enemy number 1. 5 volts said freeze, and I got numb. Can I tell them that I really never had a gun? But it's the wax that the Terminator X spun. Now they got me in the cell cause my records they sell. Cause a brother like me said, well, Farrakhan's a prophet and I think you wanna listen to what he can say to you. What you ought to do is follow for now. Tell what the people say, make a miracle, keep up the lyrical. Black is back, all in, we're gonna win, check it out.
Yeah, yo, come on.
Here we go again. Bring the noise.
Hey, yo, Chuck, they saying we too black, man.
Bring the noise.
Yo, I don't understand what they're saying, but little do they know they can get a smack for that, man.
Never batted and bad cause a brother is madder than mad at the fact is corrupt like a senator. Soul on the road, but you treat it like soap on a rope cause the beats and the lines are so dope. Listen, They'll never care for the brothers and sisters why cause the country has a...
A lot of people interested in inner work and emotional healing also get into spirituality and even non-duality, and the two can often coincide together. There's one thing you have to be very careful of. I call it the non-dual cop-out, which is when you're working on yourself and you come up with some confronting things that you don't want to face, or there's stuff going on in your life that maybe isn't really addressed, could be money, relationships, whatever, and then you jump to, well, you know, this is all a dream, or it doesn't really exist, or everything is consciousness, and you're actually using that to cop out of the situation. It can be subtle, it can be quite huge, but you're not seeing it, and so you have to be careful of that. It's sort of like with fitness. If you're studying fitness and you're learning a workout routine, and halfway through it you go, well, the body doesn't really exist, it's all a projection of my mind, and you stop, the results are not going to come. Unless you become some sort of yogic master who can grow your biceps or something, which I don't think is going to happen. So you want to be very clear that when you're doing inner work, you do the inner work and don't let it cop out.
Do you hear that? The inner work is the hardest work you're ever going to do in your life. You cop out of relationships because relationships strip you naked. Yes, they do. And because it's a coping mechanism to blame, oh, if this person wouldn't have done that, if this person showed up and I can't trust nobody, and listen, people are showing up in your life for a reason, even if that reason hurts. You can't get away from pain. We talked about it. In order for you to have a healthy relationship, you got to learn to be vulnerable. The damn word vulnerable means pain, means wound. You got to open up the wound in order to love deeper. But yet you want a soft life. This is how I say, man, my generation, we dropped the ball because this generation does not understand. The great Rumi said, keep breaking your heart until it opens. You don't understand that. You want a soft life, and you try to make it seem like it's spiritual. But what you've really done is say, I'm going to cut out all negative things, as if negativity doesn't have a purpose. First off, negativity is an extension of you. You can't be in a negative space, or a person can't come into your space with negativity unless it has a docking port. Look at the synaptic nerves in your brain. When your brain releases dopamine, serotonin, do you know that those receptors on the other end in the synaptic nerves, there's a docking point where that actual that chemical actually docks in the brain. If like there's a nicotine chemical, you smoke nicotine, it docks in the brain, like it locks in. You think for some reason that the brain is that intricate and your relationships aren't, you just a really good person and this person who docked with you they're not compatible. There's something in you that fits them. Let's listen to the way Krishnamurti put it. The world is not something separate from you and me. The world, society, is the relationship we establish or seek to establish between each other. So you and I are the problem and not the world. Because the world is the projection of ourselves, and to understand the world, we must understand ourselves. So do you see how foolish I need a soft life, and the soft life dictates that I cut out anything that I perceive to be negative? Well, did you do the self-surgery? Did you cut out the negativity within yourself? I'm telling you, that is the difficult journey. That battle with self, how to deal with self. That's the difficult journey. Let me get Attila from Houston, Texas in here. Attila, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Uncle Zoe.
What
okay,
up?
Let me get off this chat because I'm about to lose my train of thought. They're crazy. All right. So I wanted to clarify a couple of things because I saw some people saying stuff in the chat. So when I wrote the topic, I was not saying that self-care is bad or that being actively present in your own life in terms of meditation, whatever practice you use, I'm not saying that that is bad either or that we shouldn't do it. What I am saying is that it is not you can't misplace that for your work. So whatever work or inner things that you need to address, that should never be overridden by you trying to relax or calm yourself, because the indication that you're not calm is the presence of the work.
Keep going. Keep going.
Okay, so some other things I wanted to address, and I guess I could pose these questions to you, which you already saw them, but hey. Do you believe that difficulty in life is a choice or a requirement when it comes to self-actualization?
I believe the way we process creates the difficulty. See, we process through what we've been through. We process through experience. You see? Which means experience warps what we look at. It taints it. We would probably deal with life's challenges far differently if we're not looking at the challenge through the filter of what we've been through. The great Krishnamurti said it this way. He said, knowledge is a reflex of memory. Right? He said psychological knowledge is actually the problem. Why? Because once we are hurt, we are on a hell-bent mission to avoid any more hurt. So in a way, we're projecting hurt into the now. We become suspicious. We become judgmental. We become fearful. We become avoidant. We become anxious. Do you see?
Absolutely.
Listen to this. Listen to this right here. Krishnamurti. The very desire to be certain, to be secure, is the beginning of bondage. It's only when the mind is not caught in the net of certainty, predictability, which is the now, and is not seeking certainty, that it is in a state of discovery. Many of us don't want to discover nothing new because our normal is toxic, which makes sense, right? Okay.
Absolutely.
I came from a toxic situation. So you know what I'm going to do? Anything that reminds me of the toxic situation, I have the power to cut it off. Absolutely. You do. But cutting it off is not understanding it, unraveling it from the inside out. If you unravel it from the inside out, you overcome it. You transcend it. You transform as a being. That's hard work. Does that make sense?
Exactly.
That's not the soft life.
Sense.
Yeah, that's not the soft life.
Right, because the issue is within you at the end of the day. So anything that's external is a distraction, right?
Come on.
One of the questions that I wrote, I said, can you partake in materialism and seek spiritual enlightenment simultaneously? Personally, I would say no. Okay, and I believe that the soft life is like, it's like you are cosplaying basically what self-actualization would bring you.
Stay with me. Don't go nowhere. Attila from Houston, Texas is setting a fire. You want to get down with the soft life? Somebody holler at me tonight. Let's get it.
Bring the noise. Hey, yo, Chuck, they illin'. We chillin'. Bring the noise. Yo, PE in the house. Stop feeling. Hey, yo, Chuck, show what you can do, boy. Get from in front of me. The crowd runs to me. My DJ is warm. I call him Norm, you know. He can cut a record.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Tyreek Wynn. Here's the latest